What's up, y'all? It's Brii Renee straight from the A, and I just did an amazing interview with real life street stars. Check it out now.
Real life. If that shit ain't real life,
It ain't real life. Just a real life street star. You know what time it is.
Real life street stars. We about to get another one going, man. We got Brii Renee straight from the A. And I do mean straight from the A. I mean, you literally just came in straight from the A.
Straight from the A.
Yeah. Before we get started, man, what do you feel is like a misconception about Atlanta? Like, what do you feel like people will be getting wrong about Atlanta when you hear about Atlanta from the outside world?
Oh, it's so much. I feel like people always think Atlanta it's a make-believe land. People always say that it's not a
Wakanda forever.
It's not a real place. Like, you go there and you never grow up. It's like Never Land, or it's full of scammers. And I mean, every city gonna have those. You know what I mean? But I think that we don't get enough justice for how much we work together, how creative and entrepreneurial the city of Atlanta is, and how it don't matter whether you in entertainment or a doctor or a lawyer, you can come there and be successful, rich, black, paid, and accepted.
There you go, man. Well, with that being said, for those that want to get to know you a little better, man, can you reintroduce yourself? Of course, we know where you're from, but tell us what it is you do. How can you put it all in a nutshell if you can?
Yeah, okay, so for those of y'all who do not know, I'm Brii Renee, straight from the A. That's what I go by. That's my tagline. Born and raised, true ATLN, born there, grown there. My mama, my grandma, everybody from Atlanta. But I started off in radio in the city, and from radio, I became actress, producer, content creator, entrepreneur as well. So I do a lot. I wear a lot of hats now.
All right, so let's get right to it, man. You also, for those that just like to have your name put with other people, who you have a boo thing, man. Who's you have a side situation? I don't want to call it side situation. A main situation, because women can't have side pieces.
Yeah, that's a side nigga. I don't have no side nigga. I'm a one-man woman.
There you go. Yeah. And speaking of that, man, can you let people know who your man is, if you don't mind?
Only the greatest comedian of our time right now. His name is Karlous Miller.
Man, one
from the 85 South Show.
Of the greatest, most naturally gifted. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
I'm curious. They always say, laughter is the way to get to a woman's heart. Mm-hmm. Did he get to your heart with laughter? How did that happen?
Yeah, I probably would say that's how we met at a comedy club a long time ago. So yeah.
That'll happen.
Yeah, I was hanging around comedy. I knew I wanted to be in entertainment, but I didn't know like what field yet or what realm of entertainment I wanted to be in. So I used to go to the comedy clubs every week and just like, I loved art. I'm a host, so I love performing. I love being on stage. I love the art, the artistry of comedy. So yeah, we met at the comedy club.
There you go. And when it comes to just shooting shots, I'm just curious. Mm-hmm. Did you shoot your shot his way, or was it the other way around?
We flirted back and forth for a while. Like, we flirted on back then it was Twitter. It was before Instagram. We was talking before Instagram. So yeah, we flirted online back and forth, and then I think he just asked me to like link up one day. Just linked.
And how long have y'all been together?
This time, a year. So we have dated on and off in the past.
Yeah. And what's that dynamic like for you? Because, you are an entertainer in your own right, and you travel and you do things. And of course, he has the 85 South Show, and he travels and he does things. So how does that dynamic work for the both of you with your own careers doing so much traveling?
I love it. I actually don't. I think that because we're both in entertainment, we get each other's lifestyles more. So even though it's a lot of traveling back and forth, like if I'm not doing nothing or if I'm not booked, I'll travel and go to his shows. Like, I'm literally one of his biggest fans. I'm like, no, do this joke like this, or talking to him. Yeah, like not a writer. No, he definitely write all his own jokes.
Said, legally, no, I'm not.
No, he definitely write all his own stuff. He don't need no help from me or nobody. But like, I'm a fan, so if you are, a lot of comedians, they have sets, they have certain jokes, but they might do it a little different, or they might do it I'll be like, don't cheat me on this. Like, say this part or do that part. I want to see it. So I'm like, they're encouraging him throughout the entire process.
So question.
I'm his biggest supporter.
Have you ever, because normally comedians pull from real life.
Yeah.
Have you ever provided him a joke or been part of the joke?
Absolutely.
Can you give us one?
I don't know none off the top of my head, but it's been certain times where he done said some shit on stage, and I'm like, why are you telling people all our business?
Right, like, that's me. I'm gonna be with you after this.
It done been some sexual jokes. It done been a lot of stuff.
It's always funny because back in the day, most comedians, you wouldn't know who their counterpart was. Back, 80s, 90s. Now we live in a world
before social media.
Yeah, before social media. Now we live in a world to where you can say, "Oh, that joke, I can link back to who he's talking about." And
it might be her, might be yeah,
might be. So let me ask then. You actually here right now hosting for B.Simone.
Yep, I'm hosting B.Simone's tour. Well, I'm hosting tonight in Dallas. Well, tomorrow night in Dallas. She's doing her tour, but I've been actually on the road with her during her tour this time. So I've been doing some stand up myself. Yeah, so I just started doing stand-up this year. It's something I always wanted to do again for years. I just was very afraid to do it. But I've been a host for so long, and every time I host anything, whether it's a church function or a karaoke night or a lounge, everybody is always like, you're so funny. Like, this was so funny. So I just started, I was like, hey, B, let me come do some stand-up. So I did stand-up, and my first city was Raleigh, and I jumped straight out there on tour, 5 cities, first night, comedy. I mean, you know what I mean?
How'd it go? How did Raleigh go?
It went well. I did Raleigh, did Louisville, Ontario, and now we in Dallas. But in Dallas, I'm hosting the show, so I'm not actually doing my set. Mm-hmm.
My fear for stand-up would be to run into a heckler. You ever ran into any of that? Like someone...
Not yet, because I host, I include the crowd in my...
Oh, you get the hecklers on your side.
Yeah, I haven't yet, but I only did a few cities, so I can't say I ain't gonna run into one. You know what I'm saying? I know it's always a hater.
Yeah, they used to throw tomatoes.
Yeah,
They used to throw tomatoes.
Don't throw no tomatoes on me. You don't know what I'm wearing. Don't put nothing on my
So that was gonna be my question. With Karlous, with B.Simone, we live in an era to where comedians used to have to go through a certain circuit and then, of course, become a comedian. Now, of course, you can have a social media presence first, and then lean towards comedy, which it seems like a lot of people are doing. What are your thoughts on that? Because it seems like the old school comedians hate the new generation of Instagram comedians and those people. Like, not saying Karlous is that, but of course you do have your HaHa Davises, your Desi Banks, who started off on Facebook and things of that nature, and then moved to actually doing comedy shows.
Well, I was gonna say Karlous is right on the cusp of that. Yeah. So he really did go the traditional route. I said 13 years ago, before Instagram was out, he was already hitting the comedy clubs, going to different cities. So he did do that route. But because he then also joined social media, the wave as it started, sometimes they loop him into that generation too, but he's kind of like that liaison in between. So I feel like because of that, he's not a hater on the people that are coming up. He saw the importance of it and how you could link with people like the DCs and the Chicos, and y'all can create something bigger like the 85 South. So they did that. And I think everybody got a different way in. I especially, maybe it's the Atlanta in me, but why we mad and trying to gatekeep how you come in? If you come in through the door, you come in through the window, you come in through the basement, it don't matter. We all in this bitch.
Heck, you could be an Olympic swimmer. I'm gonna start comedy. What
right.
What are we talking about?
My bad. Can I curse?
Yeah, motherfucker.
Oh, my bad. I know.
Bitch. I was saying, let me
we
curse for you.
in it big.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So with that being said, when it comes to having, of course, a comedian boyfriend, how does that dynamic play out just in a 24/7 time frame? Is it always jokes, or is it like does he turn it off?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
He's a normal person.
Right.
And it's like sometimes it done been times where I'm like, damn, why you being so serious? Like you a comedian, you supposed to be laughing. We supposed to be laughing around this motherfucker. So yeah, no, he not always like that. He's like a normal guy. Like, you know what I mean? He has his days, he has his times where he don't want to be bothered. He have his times where, he not in the mood. It's definitely but he know how to cut it on when he need to hit the stage.
There you go. Now, when it comes to 85 South Show, I seen you posted on one of your vlogs that, I think the 85 South Show reached a certain milestone. Can you speak on what milestone that was?
Man, they done hit so many this past year. First of all, shout out to them because they were the #1 Netflix special. They went #1 in 24 hours last year. Yep. So we're coming up on a year on that. Also, they had a spread in Essence, which I think is just dope, and Black Excellence. And they just won an NAACP award for best podcast in the cultural and society category. So for them for 3 comedians to come together in the city, you know what I mean, and put together a podcast and win an NAACP award, it just lets me know that like we not dreaming big enough.
And I think Forbes just posted them, correct?
Forbes,
so
Essence.
So for you to see that ride and that journey, like you being in it now, just on that level of success that, like you said, I think that 85 South Show started a few years ago, I think before COVID and stuff.
Like 8 years now.
Yeah,
like 8 years now. 9, yeah.
And then after the past about 4 or 5 years, it's just been kind of growing bigger and bigger with bigger guests. For you to be on the journey now and seeing that along, what does it do for your spirits, for you, what you like, for your goals and your aspirations?
Yeah, it just lets me know that I can literally do anything I put my mind to. It lets me know to keep going, and it really put a battery in my back to invest in myself. So a lot of times we are, as creatives, we waiting for somebody to hire us, or we waiting for our next job, or we looking out for the next audition, or we looking for the next gig. But what Karlous and the guys at 85 South have shown me is that you can really invest in yourself, and everybody and everything you want will come to you. You don't got to chase it. They'll come to you.
Facts. Now, with that being said, let's go and, touch on it. You've been doing a lot. And I'm just curious, even for your vlogging, as you vlogged, I think you said you and Karlous, y'all's birthday fall around the same
we're
time?
2 days apart. He's older than me, but our birthdays are 2 days apart.
How does that work? How does it, like, who gets the special attention? Yeah, right.
His is first, so I just put it all on him first. I'm gonna shower you. It's your whole day. It's your time. But then when it's my time, it's my time.
I mean, 2 days apart though?
It's 2 days. You get you get the weekend prior.
Okay.
And then I get my birthday the weekend after.
I like that. Because if it falls on a Monday, Friday, I'm going to get this
weekend. You get Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm going to get mine fall on Wednesday. I'm going to get Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay, boom. I like that.
It's enough time for everybody.
There you go. Now, I have to ask because, again, and shout out Cam God, shout out Jam Visions.
Yeah, shout out to Cam God.
He definitely, linked us up and said, hey, man, this is a person y'all need to know. And he did give and speak on as far as just, kind of your history. But he also said with you becoming, part of the 85 South Show and, and just becoming part of Karlous' life, you also became part of the other guys' life, Chico and DC. And of course, DC himself, went through something tragic with Jacky, and as far as, the mother of his children. How was that for you? How was even your relationship with her? And
Jacky was my friend outside of Karlous and DC. I was gonna say, like, we was friends before. Like I said, me and Karlous have dated on and off. So I met Jacky on my own accord, actually through B.Simone, but probably 8 years ago.
Wow.
So yeah, we grew a friendship. We've done a bunch of like music videos, modeling stuff together. So we had our own friendship through that. So losing her, even, I know I can't speak on DC's loss because, that's closer. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's nothing, it's one thing to be friends, but to lose a lover or the mother of your children, like that's a different layer. But for me, it was definitely hard. I mean, I'm still grieving her. We just celebrated her 1 year.
Yeah.
Recently, we did and the city of Atlanta commemorated her with the Jacky O Day. We did that celebration.
Dope. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we did that celebration at my studio in Atlanta. So, I mean, I'm gonna just miss her forever. She was one of like the coolest, bubbliest, brightest lights in my life.
And can I ask you, because there was a lot of controversy, not saying controversy, but I hated that the fact that because her and DC weren't married, I seen that some news outlets tried to diminish what she was to him in regards. When someone is the mother of your children, and even though we haven't the deal hasn't happened to become married, what do you see that as far as when it comes to labels? Because the word baby mama I seen was thrown out there, and I'm like, I hate that. And he called it, that's either his wife, whether it's marriage or not, that's my wife.
Yeah, or the mother of my or my love.
Yeah, my love. Like, it's funny how media, not saying they try to diminish, but sometimes words can diminish what someone may mean to either a person or to the world.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that as far as the media handling of that situation at the time it happened?
The media always gonna get some shit wrong.
Yeah.
They always gonna make it however salacious they can make the headline to get as many clicks as they want. But nobody can say what nobody, not me, not the media, not the news, not the haters in the comments. Nobody can say what she meant to him in his heart. Only he knows that. That's between him and God. And if he felt like, regardless of a ring, that was my wife, then that was his wife. You know what I mean? And how somebody gonna tell you how you felt about somebody you lost? Like,
what was your best memory of her?
Jacky was just always so like fun and flirty, like even though like very spunky kind of. So her energy was just bright, and I just always, best memory, I love how she always just greeted me like, hey, Zeddy, you look so sexy. Like, it didn't matter. Like, she just always hyped me up, made me feel beautiful, sexy, gorgeous. She let me know. She poured and showered us with like consistent love. It actually made me be like, I want to be more like, I'm always a nice, bubbly person, but how she was consistent like that every single time, it's like, damn, I want to be like that. So when people go, they only remember that about me. I only remember her being happy.
That's real. That's real. So can I ask you, when it comes to, and I just want your thoughts, if you don't mind, when it does come to mommy makeovers and altering your body and doing things to make yourself feel good, no matter, whatever the outside opinion is, what are your personal thoughts on body augmentations, mommy makeovers, surgeries left, here or there?
I don't judge any woman for doing anything you want to do to make yourself feel better. I feel like be smart, do it in moderation, make sure you are doing your research, be safe, and just know that there are risks attached to them. And I think that we all know that there's risks, like getting on a fucking roller coaster. There's a risk that this bitch might fly off the hinges or the seatbelt don't work. You know what I mean?
The amusement parks don't want to hear you say that.
Well, neither do the plastic surgeons. But there are risks to everything. Yeah. There's risk for us walking out, getting up out the bed every day. It's risk to getting in a car every day. So everything you do, there are risks, and you just gotta be cognizant of that.
Very true. Very true. With that being said, I want to kind of circle back to everything that you have going on. And you have a lot going on. You have a lot going on. I'm curious. You used to do the trap formations.
Yeah.
How come you stopped doing those?
Dang, that's crazy. How you find that?
Hey.
I started doing them a long time ago, and I don't know. I just stopped.
Would you start doing them again? Because honestly, for young women, and it also goes back to, makeovers and getting things done. Some young women do need to hear, those
trap formations.
Yeah, like, would you go back to just throwing them back out there if you chose?
Yeah, I think maybe I stopped because it started to feel like, all right, I'm doing this for social. Like, when I first started, I was just being creative, just putting them out, like just saying affirmations that, put a little trill on it, make it a little hood, put them in. And I did love it. I got the amazing feedback, but I felt like I had to drop them like once a week or whatever at the time. So it didn't feel fun to me, or it didn't feel like a creative outlet. But that's so crazy you asked me about it, because I was thinking about them the other day, thinking about affirmations.
That's very ingenious, very ingenious. If you ever get back to it and put on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Very smart.
I might have to run
very
that back
smart.
just because you brought it up.
But back to the last topic, if they ever said, let's say young girls could get their bodies made or done over? What's the youngest age you feel a girl should think about maybe saying, I could, maybe do a little surgery here, do a little surgery there?
Damn, youngest, I would say not under 21, but I really would recommend you being older because you get a grown woman weight. Like, don't go get that booty yet because you're going to get your grown woman weight around 25, 26. So just hold on, baby girl. I feel like, I understand completely, like, you done had a couple kids. You want to get back to you. You know what I'm saying? You trying to that. But if you young, you ain't had no kids yet, I would say hold off as long as possible because you could be somebody like me. Like, I used to be heavy. I was over 200 pounds my whole life. And then...
Houseway.
I was over 200 pounds. I was 250.
Man.
Yeah, thick. I was heavy.
How'd you lose it? What'd you do?
Eating right, working out. But that's what I'm saying. I didn't start losing that weight till I was like 24, 25. That's when I started. And then that's when I ain't stepped into my real fine, like, baddest bitch on the block era till like 26, 27. So it's like, you could just wait. But had I jumped off the porch and went and got surgery at 18, 19, I might have fucked my body up before. You get what I'm saying? Or look crazy, having a big ass booty and looking like a horse walking down the street. Like, just hold off as long. I say hold off as long as you can, but definitely not younger than 21.
All right, let's go. All right, so let's talk about you and your business, man. You got some studios in Atlanta. You got a studio in Atlanta. That's,
yes.
About how many square feet is it? How big is it? I know you got a few different podcasts, your shows out of there and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's actually like, I think 12,000 square feet. It's pretty big. It's really big. It has an event space in there and you can house an event up to 120 people. We got a white psych wall. You can bring in major equipment, high ceilings. We have over 12 different sets that are built out for podcasts. One area is like a lounge. I call it like the smoker's lounge or the men's lounge. It has a bar area, very masculine feel to it. We got a girly room. We have another serene green room that's very earthy. We got the kitchen built out where kitchen creators, it looks completely, it's beautiful, it's modern. Everything works, stove, oven, you can come create cooking content in there. Man, beauty room and so much more. Man,
that's so dope. And are you in business with a few other entities, or is it just you solely running this whole place?
It's me.
Damn, that's fucking crazy. I mean, that's amazing.
That's
amazing. God, jeez.
Yeah.
So with that being said, there's a show you have called Mommy and Me. Mm-hmm. That's a show with you and your moms.
Yep.
How did that come about? Was your mom just like, is she just such a great orator that you're like, man, I got to get you on a show? Like,
everybody I know that has ever met my mom is like, yo, this woman is amazing. She's dope. I want to talk to her. I want to sit down, like, men, women, everybody. So I've always had people be like in awe of her. But I thought it was normal. I'm like, this is my mama. Like, I didn't think it was, I don't think I realized like the gem that she was at the time. But going through just being around people and people talking to her and giving me great feedback. And then when the pandemic hit, we used to go live on Instagram and just, answer questions and stuff like that. And everybody loved it. So I was like, all right, bet, let's do a podcast because there's so much difference in how I see things and how she sees things. Obviously, we're completely different generations, and we have a relationship where we can be completely candid and honest with each other. So I can challenge her. And even though some people be like, oh, I would never talk to my mama like that. I don't disrespect her, but I'm challenging her. I'm like, girl, no. Or, girl, like, you know what I'm saying? She allows me to be myself creatively, so it works.
What have you learned about your mom doing this podcast that you just didn't know at first?
Man, I've learned a lot more about her upbringing.
Okay, yeah, well, she could talk about.
Yeah, so I think as in the Black community, we don't really talk about, especially hardships, like mama, grandmama, they don't really want to talk about the struggles that they had to overcome and the things that they went through. So it's a lot about my mom I didn't realize that she had overcame. I'm like, damn. Oh, man. Like when my mom was born, my grandma didn't have nowhere to take her. She had to stay in the hospital for a couple days. They were homeless. Wow. Until my grandma found somewhere for her to come home to and bring. So I'm like, for somebody to start from such humble beginnings like that and then grow to be, a very successful entrepreneur, that's a testament to your grind and your character, your integrity. So I've learned more about the type of woman that she is, her beliefs, her morals, what she stands on, her principles. And then it's instilled in me more, it's given me more like, oh, I want to be that type of woman.
Oh, okay. Man, Blessings, definitely Mommy and Me is a dope podcast. I feel like, from women from different generations could have probably the best conversations.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, are you comfortable with speaking in front of your mom about
everything?
Okay, all right. For the young ladies
we
out
talk
there,
about everything: sex, baby daddies. I don't have no kids, but we talk about everything: child support.
But you stay surface level, right? You don't go deep into the.
No, we be going deep.
Oh hell no.
Yeah, we be going deep.
Okay.
I'm saying I'm not telling her, oh, I do this and it feel good. But like I read her, like, for example, one of the clips that went crazy is like I read her the lyrics to Sexy Red, My Pussy Pink, My Booty Hole Brown. She was like, what? Like I'm telling her what's going on in our generation. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Is there any other shows or podcasts that you haven't done yet, but you're trying to maybe work on or work out? Anything new or?
I think I might. So I was on Black Girl Stuff on Revolt.
Yes.
And since everything that's been going on with the, Diddy situation, that's kind of put on pause right now. I don't think that, pause.
Why did Diddy pause? Why did Diddy pause? Why did Diddy situation?
Well, Diddy's not involved with Revolt anymore. He's no longer the chairman of Revolt. But since then, there's been a lot of restructuring in the company. So we have not been officially canceled or officially renewed for a third season.
Are you in communication with what's going to happen?
I still have a great relationship with Revolt.
Yeah.
So we've talked about other things that they might be interested with working with me creatively, but as far as Black Girl Stuff, I have no idea what they're going to do with it. So because I'm a creative and because I'm somebody who I want to pop my shit regardless, I am thinking about coming back with my own show.
Ah, there you go, as you should.
Mm-hmm.
Since you opened up that box, let's jump in it. What are your thoughts on the Diddy situation?
I don't know that man. Honestly, I have never met that man.
He don't come to Atlanta a lot? He don't be in Atlanta?
I met that man one time, and it was at Earn Your Leisure festival, and it was really quick for a picture. We didn't have a conversation. I've never met this man, so I don't know him personally. I think that anybody that's been a victim of abuse definitely needs to be stood by and vindicated or spoken up about. So that's who, and I'm a person who can definitely separate, and I don't know how people feel about this, morally, but I separate the artist from the man.
Okay.
I think it's easy for me to do that. So I can respect him and all he's done for Blacks creatively. Because, he gave me an opportunity. Honestly, his company, because of his brain or whatever, he was a part of Revolt. It trickled down to giving somebody like me an opportunity in my dream job. Honestly, I love working with Revolt. So I'm grateful for that. But the things that he's allegedly done, I don't condone as a woman. Obviously not.
Right. So let me ask you about, just the moral aspect of, let's just say abuse. The fact that there's a statute of limitation where, let's just say 7 years, right, in a certain state.
Okay.
The fact that you could, abuse somebody, and if it's within 6 years and 8 months, we could criminally go after you. But if it's 7 years and 4 months, we can't do nothing about it. You missed your mark. What are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, I think it's two sides to every coin, right? So I feel like it's fucked up for the victim because I'll never not carry that with me, right? As the victim. You'll always, that's a part of who you are now. That's a part of your story. And so I can understand how that is painful and hurtful to the victim. And then on the other side, I think about how we are as people and how we evolve. So I can't say I don't know this man. Like I said, I don't know him personally, if he's evolved. But I know, just looking at my life, I'm not who I was 7 years ago. And so I don't feel like if anybody bringing up some shit I did 7 years ago, I'm like, that moment has passed, baby. I'm no longer that person no more. So it's like, I understand if you have truly shown evolution in your behavior and you're not the same person, then I get why that is the way it is.
Yeah.
But you can't be on the same shit.
Yeah, you can't be on.
You can't be.
Yeah. And I think that was R. Kelly's problem.
Yeah,
and I say he was still peeing on little girls, but I'm like, man, you kind
we
of
done
still
let
on
you
the
go
same
on this
shit.
a few times, my bro, and you keep doing this.
On the same shit.
Yeah.
So let me ask, and if you could touch on it, man, B.Simone's podcast. It did what it did, and then of course the two parties went separate ways, and then she started her own thing, and people were, let's just say, judgmental about the way B.Simone came and showed that she was going to do the podcast newly by saying, "Hey, grab that chair and push it to the side. Let's go and this is the show. This is, and I forgot what's the name. I forget the name of
her show. Her new podcast is Let's Try This Again.
Let's try this again.
All right, if you done made it this far, you might as well go ahead and click that subscribe button, okay? Subscribe, like, comment, and share it with your homies, and stay locked in.
Which kind of is what it is. Let's try this again. What are your thoughts on the flack that she got for trying to, I don't want to put a label on it, but I would say throw a little shade and say, let's try this again. Or let's just say the creative aspect of the unveiling of the show.
It was what the people kind of wanted.
I think that's what they expected.
Yeah, I think they expected it and they wanted it as how you would roll it out. So I think publicity, the whole point of publicity is to get the people talking.
And they start talking.
Yeah, get the people going.
Yeah, you did it right. You did it right.
It's provocative.
It's provocative. It gets the people going.
Yeah.
So, all right. You starred in a couple of shows. You spoke on Tales, which is BT, where they basically told different, I believe it's hip hop stories, right?
Yeah, they take different hip hop songs and each episode tells like the story or a scripted version of that song.
And you were, how many episodes were you in?
Yeah, I've done 3. So I forgot the song that I was in the first season because I was just a feature extra in that one. Then I was in Bodak Yellow. And then in second season and then third season I did Nas. I Gave You Power. And that one I played Vicious, a girl from like around the hood. And basically these guys we kind of helped them hit a lick.
Yeah.
I set some people up.
Very dope. Getting your acting chops in there. Why did they stop Tales? Like, why did that not continue? I don't
know. That was actually produced by Irv Gotti.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Irv Gotti.
Yeah,
produced it.
And I think
it was a great. I don't know.
The show was amazing, and I really loved the production too. I don't know why he stopped. I think he might have went through some legal stuff.
Man, he got somebody just gave him a lot of money
or something.
Catalog. So I don't want to say it wasn't money because he just got a lot of money pumped into him.
Yeah.
Which I would think Tales was such a great show.
It might be, because I think the last time we filmed was right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
So I think it was probably like the pandemic. You know how the pandemic just slowed everything down. And then once you slow down, you think of some new shit you want to do.
Facts. Would you be willing to do more episodes?
Absolutely. I love acting.
Shout out to Tales. Now, it says you're also in the Swarm.
Yes.
What was your capacity in that?
So I'm in episode 2 or 3 of Swarm. I play Bianca, which is one of the strippers. So this Swarm is basically a story of like this super fan girl who is a fanatic of Beyonce, and of Beyonce-like figure. She's a fanatic of a Beyonce-like artist, and she's traveling across the country to get to see this artist. Right. And I'm one of the girls she meets along the way in Memphis, I think. We're in Memphis.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I work at a strip club and we help her do some shit. And I don't know if y'all seen it, but
we watched it.
And if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert. But she like set us up. We killed this nigga for her, everything. This bitch leave us. Like, how you gonna leave us high and dry? But that was really fun. I had such an amazing time working on Swarm. It was a Black director. She was phenomenal. She was from Atlanta. She gave us so much creative freedom, and it was just dope, a really dope experience. And it was on Amazon Prime, so a really great time working with Amazon as well.
So let me ask you then, what are your thoughts on fanatics that go to those lengths? Beyonce has them, a couple other people have them. What are your thoughts on the fan that just cannot separate reality and just...
I don't get that. I don't understand how you can't separate reality from... Like, how you that obsessed? Like, you don't have a life?
When you hear about someone sneaking onto someone's property just to like
Yeah,
Just
that's
to see
weird
them.
to me. That's very weird to me. I think you need to take a chill pill, and then nobody should be like, I'm a fan of people. I'm a fan of a lot of different artists. I love Doja Cat. I love Carlos Miller, Beyonce. I'm a fan of people, but I'm not gonna go to the extent to be creepy or like, collecting stuff and smelling it, or what I mean? You know how they have all them different like weird fetishes? Like, I think that's like you're idolizing this person, and I think you need to get in check.
Have you had any fans in the DMs that just, man, if I could just had a chance to meet you, and I say it in a man's voice because
Yeah, it usually is men.
Yeah, have you had that situation happen, or something similar, or even more subtle than
Yeah,
someone
I've
just kind of
had fans.
maybe like every picture?
I've had fans. Fortunately, nothing really creepy, but I've had people like send me flowers to the radio station, or like guys do that, or I don't know. Guys see me and they're like excited. That's normal though. Like a normal fan. Like that's fine if you see me and be like, oh my God, I follow you. Can I take a pic? That's fine. But I've never had nobody do nothing really weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's safe.
No, not for me. I don't think I'm at that point yet.
You started or you had to start in radio. Why'd you stop, or why'd you leave, or were you fired?
No, I didn't get fired. I've never been fired nowhere.
Just talk that shit. Talk that shit.
I have value everywhere I go. No, I only left because at the time Revolt was picking up for when I was doing Black Girl stuff. I was going into my second season. It was just a lot time-wise and structure. And at the station I was at, they didn't have much room at the time for promotional positions. So it was just like, it just didn't make sense at the time.
How did you get into the acting?
Into acting? Yeah. So I actually met Tasha Smith, who is a phenomenal Black actress and director too. Y'all know her from like being the loud lady on Why Did I Get Married? Or, Yeah, Tasha. So she actually has a school in LA called Tasha Smith Actors Workshop. So I used to go back and forth from Atlanta to LA every Monday to take Tasha's class. Every Monday night. Monday morning, I would be on the red eye from Atlanta, flying to LA. I would go to LA, take her class 7 p.m. Monday nights, and then get back on the red eye, fly back to Atlanta. Because at the time when I started doing that, Atlanta didn't have acting classes for real. And the industry wasn't even as where it is now in entertainment. So I was like, okay, if I want to do this, I got to go to a real acting school. And I'm going to go to LA, and I'm going to network, and I'm going to meet people, and I'm going to get my feet wet. So I used to hop on a plane once a week and travel cross country to do that. And I did that for about 2 years right before the pandemic. And through doing that, I met so many different actors, producers, directors, people like that. I started auditioning, ended up getting me an agent, and it just kind of snowballed into that.
Was it hard learning how to act?
So the thing about acting is like, you're not learning how to act. You're actually learning how to be more honest. Learning how to really, and be honest with yourself about how you feel. So you can't I can't act and be like, you're faking it, and it'll look like you're faking it in bad acting. But it's like, you have to learn how to really sit with your emotions. And that's hard. I think as Black people, we don't ever do that. You know?
Orlando Brown was able to come on this couch and cry on command. Can you do the same? Can you just like right now?
I'm not gonna do that.
I'll give you 2 minutes.
I'm not gonna do that. I could, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be ugly in here because I got some real shit too. Hell no.
So what do you pull from? What do you pull from?
You gotta pull from your real life shit. So like whatever made him cry and whatever would make me cry is gonna be two totally different things. And it might be something that he actually went through that he hates thinking about. But because somebody, and like me, that's why I don't want to think about that shit right now. I'm not gonna put myself in that mental, you know what I'm saying? Because once you go there, that's the thing. You can, just like if you sit here and we all got something that hurt us to our core, or something that we never want to relive, or our greatest fear, you start thinking about that shit, it'll take you a minute to think your way back out of it.
Yeah, you gotta cut. Just saying cut doesn't like, okay.
No, you gotta come back out of it. Yeah, you gotta come back, and build your spirit back up out of that. So yeah, it's real life. That's why I said being honest and being about how you feel about certain things. or the way certain things affected you. A lot of us be like, I'm cool, I'm straight, you know, because that's how we were trained to be as Black people. We gotta keep going. You gotta be good. You can't let them see you cry or be weak. But with acting, it's like, nah, you gotta sit there and think about that shit. And you gotta think about what part made it the ugliest and the hardest for you. So when you do gotta cry, now you know exactly what to go to.
How was Tasha in person? Because on her movie, she acts wild. Like in person, is she like, how is she in person?
The same.
The same?
Wow, crazy.
Crazy.
Yes, like gone. I remember she told me, I cried in acting class one time. And this was all tough love, and I love her for it because she just is real raw and uncut. Like, what you want to be a pretty bitch in Hollywood? That ain't gonna get you nowhere. Who want to hire a pretty bitch that can't act? Like, straight eating me up in class in front of, you know what I'm saying? Like, that sucked. Do it again. Like, you know, but I'm a strong woman and I feel like, and I want to be great at everything I do. So I'd rather you keep it real with me and honest and rough me up a little bit so I could be better than bullshit me. And I'm out here looking crazy.
That's real. Let me ask, who is your, like, I don't want to say your mentor, but like your muse, like somebody acting wise, woman or man, that you're just like, man, I just one day want to be able to act like, not saying there's celebrityism, but just on an acting basis, I want to get to that level.
Acting basis?
If anyone.
I say Regina Hall.
Regina's cold.
Yeah, I like her versatility. Like, cause one, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
And we've seen her do comedic acting, which I want to do more of. Drama. She has so much range. And a steady, consistent career. So I really love how, like, she's worked my whole life. And she's amazing and beautiful. And she don't get typecast into just being the pretty girl. Cause I don't want to do that either.
Correct. Scary Movie 8, they're gonna approach you and
like, oh, that's some scary shit. I wanna be ghetto. I wanna play a crackhead.
Yeah,
I wanna do shit like that.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to it because, you know, I like the fact that you're in the podcasting world, so we like to talk about podcasting things and podcasting questions. So let's do it like this. Let me ask you, what do you feel are the rules with texting in a relationship when it comes to, like, you know, you texting other girls, other men, let's say Karlous texting other girls, other men, business, should that be open for both y'all to see? Should it be a situation where I have to tell you who I'm texting all day? If I'm in a bed texting you, should you know who I'm texting if I ask? Or should that communication be open already?
So when it's a few rules when it comes to texting. So yes, if it's business, that's fine. If I'm laying in the bed with you, I'm definitely letting my man know, hey, I'm texting Earl about this podcast or whatever.
Earl sounds.
I don't know. I'm just
sounds dirty.
Yeah, Earl.
That sounds dirty.
Oh no, that's the first thing I thought of.
Who the fuck is Earl?
Who the fuck is Earl? So you don't see my phone and be like, who the fuck is Earl?
Yeah.
So it's like, I want you to definitely know who I'm in communication with. That is nothing like that. And if it's somebody that we both know, obviously that's better. But if it's like I just met this person or it's a connection through somebody else, I'm gonna let you know, like, hey babe, this such and such, I met them do such and such and we about to do a podcast or whatever. Or but no, we should never be texting the opposite sex, anything flirty, anybody that used to fuck with you or want to fuck with you or liked you a little bit, not even
texting, right?
No, what is there to talk about?
There you go.
We don't got nothing to talk about.
So what are your thoughts when you see, like, you know, Tyrese became friends with DJ Envy and his wife, and then he started a text message with just his wife showing him that he bought an island. You know, I got
who did that? Tyrese
did that. I got a new Wraith. Look at this new Wraith I got. Drop top.
Oh no, this nigga getting blocked. Like, you doing too much. I'm not even finna go back and forth with you. First of all, I'm gonna let my nigga know that, hey babe, this nigga been weird. I just want you to know I ain't got nothing to do with
Tyrese
this.
didn't feel it was weird though. He's like, I'm just trying to show.
I don't give a fuck what Tyrese thought. I'm telling you that's weird. Yeah. Like, you don't need to be flaunting off what you purchased to me and I'm married. I don't care what you purchased. I mean, unless you telling me to tell my husband something, it's irrelevant. Why do I care what you got going on?
There you go.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, texting, there are rules to texting, and those rules should be followed, basically.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, we have to, kind of go into another pivot, and I got to ask because, it's these are just, again, you're in Atlanta, so, we got to make it make sense. When it comes to chasing clout, let's just say, do you feel there's an art to chasing clout? The Clout Chaser Museum.
Is there art to chasing clout?
Yeah, is there art to it?
What do you mean chasing clout? Like,
so let's
to
say
be
somebody,
in a groupie?
Yeah, so let's say somebody is brand new to the world. Young lady, young man. He moved to the A. And he's like, man, I got to get my clout up. Is there things that he could do?
You thinking about it wrong.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, so don't come here. Don't come to Atlanta talking about you want to get your clout up. That sounds.
That's what he wanted. That's what he wants to do.
But that sounds opportunistic. That's needy. That's from a place of lack. That's from you operating from a mindset of I'm trying to get over. No. That's wrong. I don't think you get anywhere in life like that. I feel like you should come to Atlanta or in a situation where you're like, I want to network. I want to co-help each, like it should be mutual. So while you might be the more famous person and yes, I might can be a mentee or I might can learn something from you. I'm not just coming because I want notoriety or clout. I'm coming also to offer something of service to you, whether it's I'm being an assistant or I'm being whatever. Like, you gotta, you can't.
So a person can't just say, I'm gonna come to all the lit parties and, like you said, networking is the idea.
You just gonna be a clout wallflower, babe. You just a club nigga at that point. You're like you're not growing in your industry or growing in as an artist or building a name for yourself.
I know.
You just shouted at hang with such and such.
There's a few women that I talk to, and then they say, in Dallas, they be like, well, yeah, I'm just gonna move to Atlanta and then everything's gonna be okay. What would you say to the people that say stuff like that?
I don't know what's gonna be okay, baby.
Talk to him, please.
I don't know what you mean. Everything just gonna be okay. Like, unless you just come in, you deciding like, hey, I'm about to go dance or I'm about to go waitress. Like, yeah, you might could come into the city and make some money off top, like, in the club or the nightlife industry. But to be okay, like how? We don't got that many niggas. It's not like, you know what I'm saying?
I heard the ratio is 8-1, women to men.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the men who they're like, it is entrepreneurs and black men that's doing it, but it's a lot of.
I'm gonna say it. Is it like a lot of gay men out there? Like just like when I say gay,
but it ain't. I don't really.
When I say gay, I mean more so the down low.
Yeah. Like I was about to say, we get that reputation, but our gay men are pretty obviously gay. Like they trying to we fighting over the same shoes in sex. You get what I'm saying? Like they not.
Well, my sister, she used to live in Atlanta. She moved out to DC, and But I said, why'd you move from Atlanta? And she said it was a scenario where you have to kind of play the game. There is a game to play, and you got to know how to play. And she was trying to be, she had a couture store where she had sold clothes, but she saw the game and she's like, I don't feel like playing the game. So she moved to DC. But she did say something was crazy. When you could verify this, if I don't know. This should sound crazy to me.
Yeah.
But she said when a man goes into a bathroom stall and they see another man's foot in the next stall and he puts his foot over and starts wiggling it or some shit, that's a signal to like, yeah, it's up and it's on. Is that some shit? I never heard of that shit ever.
Never heard of that either.
That's what she said. I never heard of that shit ever. I'm like, what the fuck?
Who she was fucking with? You know more than I know. I ain't never heard it.
Okay,
I don't know. Maybe that is how down low men signal other down low men. I don't know. I stay away from down low niggas. I don't know. And I got a gaydar, a strong gaydar. So if I feel like you got a little bit of gay in you gay in my eyes. So
there you go.
There you go.
There you go. So with that being said, as he stated, people that try to move to Atlanta from anywhere, because this is rappers too. They'll say, hey, I'm gonna go make it in Atlanta. And mind you, there are success stories that people move from somewhere else outside of Atlanta, Memphis or wherever, went to Atlanta and turned up. What is the strategy when someone comes into Atlanta and seeks like a better life in their profession?
Yeah, definitely. I'm an Atlanta ambassador all day. Move to my city and come run it up. Like we love it. We love it. It's no place like Atlanta. I feel like the strategy is, first of all, figure out what you come in to do. Like whether it's I don't care if you want to do lashes, sell shoes, DVDs, whatever. You know,
Gotcha.
DVDs is out there.
DVDs.
But you know,
DVD man.
hard drives.
Hey, I got the Ocean's 12.
Mix CDs, whatever
Right.
your hustle is, you could make it in Atlanta. Just figure out what that is, that game plan is before you come. Don't come trying to don't just get sucked up by our nightlife. I think that's the issue. People come
I see
and
what
they
you mean.
feel like, well, it's a little baby party or such and such party. Yeah, but you gotta think, you might can do a few of those, have your fun for sure.
Yeah.
But understand that's not where real business is gonna be conducted. It's so many other events that aren't nightlife or club life that you can go and make real connections with. And don't always just come in Atlanta trying to reach for the rapper, the Karlous, you know what I'm saying? The big names, because you never know who you walking past at the mall or, you know what I mean?
Holla at the other man who might know them or be a manager.
Or be nice and cordial to everybody because you'll never know who do what with who and where. So it's so intertwined and connected, and do good business. If you don't do nothing else, like I said, I don't care what your business is or what your game plan is. Don't be shysty. Because that shit go around. Like we in
name
Atlanta,
goes around.
yes, and we know, and it's like, oh nah, don't fuck with Shawty because Shawty did such and such, like da 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 da. Like you'll get blackballed from not because you your name bad in the streets. So it's like just keep your name clean.
Why was so many people like caught up in the PPP out there in Atlanta? Like, what the hell is going on out there that people just said, here we're gonna come up? Like, did you see like a lot of people come up in COVID all of a sudden that weren't up before?
I mean, I think they did that all over the country because a lot of people that came to Atlanta during that time that was like balling wasn't even people that was in Atlanta. It was really a lot of Houston and Texas.
Houston, Texas.
And Detroit and Tennessee and Florida. Because we was the only city that was open.
Yeah,
So all these people getting this money, and they came to Atlanta to like go to the clubs and splurge and go to the malls, like go to the restaurants. We didn't have all them restrictions everywhere else had.
What is there a lot of reality shows that's like, can you just like be in Atlanta to see a reality show being shot normally? Like, is that happen?
Reality show, TV shows, everything. Like, they filming right here.
Wow, that's
Because you see the street blocked off or
we don't get none of
the
that here.
cameras. Yeah.
Yeah, Atlanta has a big movie scene. I think they shoot The Walking Dead out there. Marvel's out there.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry's out there.
Yeah, it's a lot going on.
A lot of work out there. Okay, with that being said, all right, you can make it in Atlanta, basically. It's doable. All right. So let me ask you this. I asked you about, of course, cloud chasing. We love the Housewives of Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Is there art to throwing shade? Would you say?
I think so. I'm not a shade thrower though.
Okay, you keep it.
I want to throw hands.
Oh, shit.
But I ain't doing that no more. I'm past that point. But I'm not a person that want to go back and forth. To me, that's petty. Like, I don't even, my mind, and I operate from love at this point. I'm such in like a peaceful, like I just never had a mind that's going to think of some fucked up, nasty shit to say. I don't even think like that. But if you try me, if it's really that, then let's just fight.
Damn. Okay.
Like, but I'm also kind of like a tomboy, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? I grew up fighting. Me and my sister, we done beat each other ass before, and it's like, okay, we still sisters. Like, we not finna just keep, what's all that sword fighting with your tongue? Like, what you gonna do about it?
Yeah, I think back then, you was coming in 250.
Right.
Brii Renee about to beat him. Yeah, you're about to knock a motherfucker out.
No, for real.
So, have you ever lost a fight?
For real. No, so I did have a draw though.
Oh.
But it was the girl was actually from Louisiana. I was at Grambling. She was up there in size too. And we fought for so long.
Nobody broke
Everybody niggas was like, all right. Like, cause neither one of us was trying to lose. Like, so we just kept going.
Damn. Let me ask you your thoughts on this. Ray J was on Club Shay Shay, and he spoke on a story to where he was 14 years old and he was with a 34-year-old woman. And he said that this woman taught me not only to be, more focused on myself, but to be clean. He's like, I didn't even clean myself as a young boy right. He talked about how he would take showers in a towel the drying towel would be black as him. And the woman put him in the bathtub and showed him how to properly clean himself. What are your thoughts? Because when I heard that, I'm like,
his mama and his daddy should have taught him how to clean himself.
But your mom and your daddy gonna come in the bathroom and wash your balls at 14.
Well, his daddy, I think
Both
around...
mom and daddy ain't gonna do that.
You don't think around like adolescent age, like when you starting to be 10, when you going through puberty, your daddy need to teach you how to wash your sweaty ass balls.
Rook, at 14, did your mom, father, did anybody come in the bathroom and show you how to wash your balls?
I was an adolescent and my mama taught, when I started growing titties, she said, hey, you gonna need to lift them motherfuckers up.
Okay.
You gonna have to wash, you know what I'm saying? Like mom, like
my father.
I don't think men or boys get that same grace, I would say.
They should.
They do. But wait, Angel. As a woman, would you, 14, 15, would you go wash your son's balls?
I don't think the mama should have to. I think it should be the daddy. Like the daddy need to teach his son. Then that's the problem. But I think that nobody outside your household should be teaching you how to wash yourself.
Unless it's a grown woman.
Yeah, unless it's a grown woman. Which I actually, when he said it, I actually understood. Like, I'm not for all that pedophilia and whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a man becoming the man he needs to be, I can only see him possibly being taught by an older woman who has been with.
That's called grooming, babe.
Yeah,
I think
that's exactly what it is.
I think it should be.
I think men should be groomed.
No. I think that your father that's why we need more dads. We need more good black men, fathers in the household, in the community. Even if you don't have a daddy, like you got an uncle or somebody who will stand up man to teach you, hey, put some deodorant on, wash under your balls, make sure you got cologne on, make sure you smelling good. It's how you treat a woman. Like, that's what I think we lost in our community is that, because I think that women, we teach our daughters like that, like, hey, your cycle coming on, you need to make sure you taking care of yourself like this, or this would, you know, I don't think that's weird for your parents to do that. I think it's weird that your parents didn't do it.
I think you're right. The lack of men, though, to be able to guide other young boys into their manhood. The lack of, you know, when you see like you're in Atlanta, so men are scarce, I guess. Yeah. But when you see a well-groomed man, and you're like, okay, I know he probably has a son, he's teaching, but there's other boys around him who don't have probably father figures, that he should maybe push that on to his son's friends and things like that.
Be a mentor.
Pull your pants up, man. You know, do this, man. Clean yourself, man. You stink, man.
That sense of community. That's what they mean by when they say it take a village. Because somebody might lose their father young. You know what I mean? His daddy might have died when he was young, so he needs somebody to tell him that. So I think if you around, each one teach one.
There you go. All right, Brii, let's do it like this, man. You got a show coming up with B.Simone. Y'all on tour. You did a couple of states. You're hosting tomorrow. Yeah. You're not gonna, but your comedy set. How long is your comedy set? The ones that you've done.
So I have worked my way up to a good 15 minutes.
Ooh, congrats! Yeah. Clap that up. Clap that up.
That's hard. That's tough. So I started off with 10. That was the first time. She was like, come on, I need you to come do 10, open up for me. So I opened up and did 10. And then when we went to Louisville, one of her feature couldn't make it. So then she was like, all right, do 15 and I want you to break it down with the host. So I pushed myself and did 15. But I want to keep growing and, you know, getting my set fully worked out. But I don't know if comedy is the end all be all for me. I'm a creative. So I'm just like, I love being creative. It's just another way to be on stage. I love being on stage. I love holding the mic. I love, you know, engaging with people, making people feel good. So it's just, that's what it is for me.
Let me ask, Bad Boys 4 just came out. Mm-hmm. Have you seen it yet?
I have not.
Okay.
It literally just came out this weekend.
Right. It's been very successful. Do you feel that, just your thoughts, that Will Smith is vindicated from the slap? It's been a year and a half.
I feel like who needed to be vindicated? Like, come on now.
They try to cancel him.
They try, but first of all, you can't cancel nobody because I don't feel like we can cancel anybody because only God can cancel you.
So people been
only
canceled.
God can cancel you. Nobody can get canceled for real.
So you don't think you could be blackballed?
No, it's people that still gonna support you. Look at R. Kelly still got people that be his fans that be at the courthouse. Like nobody.
He's kind of canceled. I don't know.
Nobody could really cancel you.
No, true. You can't be totally canceled.
Nobody could really cancel cancel you.
But they could
and
put a
I
damper.
was never mad at him for that.
Oh.
Again, because I'm the same type of person. Like, I ain't saying I would slap nobody publicly at an award show, but I feel like, fuck all that talking. Like, what?
Oh, I hear you. Oh, shit. Okay, yeah. So you was like, hell yeah, with the shits.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it was like in defense of his wife. Like, I think it's so crazy that we think that's so weird that this man defended his wife like that. It's like, damn, y'all ain't never seen y'all must ain't been to the barbershop in the hood. Niggas be fighting over bitches all the time. Like, what is y'all talking about? Why would you be canceled for that?
I'm telling you. Okay, man. Go see Bad Boys 4.
I can't wait to see it.
It's a great experience in the theater. All right, so with that being said, for those that do want to, I mean, you got so much going on. For those that do want to follow you on IG, book your business, book you for a show. You got so much going on. How can they become part of the Brii Renee straight from the A situation?
Yeah, follow me on Instagram at Brii's the name, BRIS the name, THENAME. So Brii is the name, and that's Brii with an I. My YouTube channel, you can follow me on there. It's Brii with 2 I's, Brii Renee. And my studios in Atlanta is Visionaire, like millionaire, Visionaire Production Studios. And we have Instagram and website as well.
I love it. And any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to God.
There you go, man. Please, first
and foremost, shout out to God, because life be lifing, but I be lifing back. I be life be happening, but I be happening right back, and I can only do that through the grace of God and through my strength from Him.
When you do this and we put it out, and as you're watching it with Karlous and y'all in the bed, like, look at me, tell him, man, bring his ass to come sit on this goddamn couch so we can have that conversation, because we are fans.
Yeah, maybe when he in Dallas.
The 85 South show is really one of those shows that, just based on the type of conversation it is. There ain't no, it's just a conversation.
Yeah.
So we love what he's done with that and what they've done with that. And we would be honored to have him or any of the guys come through. We've been supposed to do something, but it's been hit and miss. But that's why we got you here.
He hear you.
There you go, man. Well, we already know what it is, man. We got to say it, man. Brii Renee, straight from the A. You're on the couch. We got to say it. You are a real life street star.